They say a red thread connects two souls destined to meet. But what if that thread doesn't lead you to love? It drags you to the dead. This story was said to be real. The last thing she whispered before she died was, "It's pulling me back." Welcome back to Silent Scream, the place where we unravel true horror stories and dark folklore from around the world. If you love stories that make you question what's real, hit subscribe and stay until the end, because tonight's story isn't just another urban legend. This one comes from a small town where people still whisper about a girl found with a single red thread around her wrist and the video that showed what took her. They say the red thread binds lovers across lifetimes, but in the town of Haverbrook, it binds something else. When people start finding a single red thread tied around their wrists, they think it's a prank until it tightens. Some say it belongs to a spirit that never found peace. Others say it's older than the town itself, a curse that chooses those who stumble too close to death. 2 weeks ago, a woman named Clara Hensley was found in her apartment, her body unnaturally twisted, her wrist bruised, a thin red string coiled so tightly it cut into the bone. Her phone recorded the last hour of her life. I didn't believe the story until I met the man who saw her last, a neighbor who swears he saw that thread moving on its own. He said Clara kept whispering one thing before she died. "It's pulling me back." Clara Hensley wasn't the kind of person who believed in curses. She was 26, practical, and always on her phone. Haverbrook was supposed to be temporary, just a quiet place to rent cheap before moving back to the city. The kind of town where the air smelled of wet leaves and you could hear dogs bark 3 streets away. She'd moved into apartment 3B 2 months before it happened. The first strange thing came on a Wednesday. She woke up with a faint red mark around her wrist, thin as thread, like she'd slept with a bracelet on. It didn't hurt. She brushed it off. Maybe her hair tie had left a line. That night, she FaceTimed her best friend, Mia. "You should see this place," Clara laughed. "It's cute. Kinda creepy, but cute." Creepy how? Old wallpaper, squeaky floors, weird smell in the hallway. Mia joked that every horror movie starts that way. They laughed. The camera froze mid-laugh, and in that frozen frame, if you looked closely, you could almost see something faint behind Clara's shoulder, a red thread hanging in the air. She didn't notice it then. 2 days later, Clara began hearing things, a faint snapping sound, like thread tightening whenever she turned off the lights. Once it happened right behind her head. She spun around. Nothing! That night, her neighbor, Mr. Doyle, the man from across the hall, knocked on her door. He was pale, old, and smelled of tobacco. "You hear it too?" he asked. "Hear what?" "The pulling in the walls." Clara forced a polite smile. "I think it's just the pipes." He stared at her wrist. "Don't let it touch you," he whispered. Then he left. The next morning, Clara found a red thread tied to her doorknob, looped into a perfect knot. She didn't touch it, just stared, the way you stare at something that shouldn't exist. She got scissors and cut it. That night, the sound returned, louder this time, the faint whine of something stretching. And then her wrist burned. When she looked down, the thread was back, tighter now, digging slightly into her skin. By Saturday, she couldn't hide it anymore. Mia drove down to see her. Clara opened the door looking pale, her right hand trembling. The thread was gone, but a dark red mark remained. You need to see a doctor. It's not medical, it's something else. It moves. What do you mean, moves? When I sleep, I wake up twisted in it. It's like it's wrapping me tighter every night. Mia glanced around the room. Curtains drawn, candles on the table, red lint on the floor. You've got to leave this place. I tried. It won't let me. That night, Mia stayed with her. They left the lamp on. Around 3 a.m., the lamp flickered. A faint snap echoed from the corner, sharp, deliberate. The air grew cold, and then the thread appeared again, glimmering faintly in the dim light, stretching from the floor to Clara's wrist. Mia screamed. She reached out to pull it off, but the thread was ice cold. Alive, it recoiled like it didn't want her touching it. By morning, Clara was gone. The police found the apartment door locked from the inside. No sign of struggle. The only thing left on the bed was a long red thread, coiled neatly into a loop. Mia swore the video she took that night, a recording on her phone, showed something impossible. In the frame, while she's screaming, Clara's wrist jerks upward, as if someone is pulling her arm from above. But there's no one there, only the thread, tightening, dragging her toward the ceiling. Later that week, Mr. Doyle told police that the same thing had happened years ago to his daughter. He said, "She woke up with a mark. Said she saw something red moving across her pillow at night. Everyone thought she was sick. Then one morning, she was just gone." He looked down at his trembling hands. He said, "The thread always comes back for someone new. It doesn't stop. It just waits." The landlord, desperate to keep tenants, changed the locks, repainted the door, replaced the floors. But the stain never went away, a faint reddish streak near the bed frame that bled through new paint like it wanted to be seen. For months, the apartment stayed empty. Then one day, a woman named Emily Vargas moved in. She'd just gone through a breakup and wanted a fresh start. The rent was cheap. The walls looked newly painted. When she unpacked her things, she found a small red thread tangled in the corner of a drawer. She smiled, thought nothing of it, and tied it around her wrist for luck. That night, as she lay in bed, half asleep, she thought she heard a whisper, faint, almost tender, right beside her ear. "It's pulling me back." The following morning, Emily's phone alarm never stopped ringing. The neighbor downstairs, annoyed, went up to knock. When no one answered, he called the landlord. They opened the door together. The apartment looked the same, except for the threads. Hundreds of red strands hung from the ceiling, woven together like a spider's nest, all leading to the center of the room. Emily stood there, perfectly still, her feet just above the ground. Her wrist was lifted by a single red thread, so thin it almost disappeared against the light. Her eyes were wide open, mouth parted as if she'd been caught mid-breath. The police ruled it unexplained. The footage from her phone, recovered later, showed only one frame before it glitched. A woman's face reflected in the window, whispering something softly as the red thread tightened. "You tied it yourself this time." And just like that, the curse had found its next willing host. If you ever find a red thread tied around your wrist, don't try to cut it. Some things don't want to be broken. It's pulling me back. This story was inspired by real accounts shared online. But tell me, do you think the curse is real or just a warning we keep retelling? Let me know what you believe in the comments, and if you're new here, subscribe, and I'll bring you another story next week. One that might just be true.